John Butner, certified high performance coach, and I am excited about today's show. I'm testing out a new layout, so let me know if you like it or not in the comments below. And I think I have some adjustments. This seems a little tilted to me, but um, working through it, working live. And on today's Start Your Day with the Coach, we're going to be talking about something I've been getting a lot of questions with, and that is how can I not be afraid when I have to start something over or something new? And, starting something new, a new adventure, a new career, living and moving to a new place doesn't have to be scary. It can be very exciting. It could be the times when you transform the most because you're pulled out of the things that you predict. The very thing that we find comfort in, the things that we can, the commute, the way that we set up our days, how we go about our days, being able to shake that up can really change how we show up and how we grow. And so I know so many of us, again, have this fear of starting something new because we lose that control. Even if you're in a job that you don't love, in a place that you don't love, with people that you don't love, if you can predict that misery, you'll be so much more comfortable going through it than saying like, I'm just gonna move somewhere else and try my hand at it. So um, that's kind of what we're talking about. And I definitely know how this feels because in 2012, I was in that situation where I had a job I didn't absolutely love. I didn't particularly love the area I was at. It was great. I had great friends or great people where I was at that particular time in my life, but I didn't really feel connected to the work I was doing. I didn't feel connected to how I wanted to live my life. I didn't really feel connected to, just the idea that I had for my life. And so, with all of that, I made the choice to leave corporate America, move across the country to California with my good friend Dave, who I'm forever in debt to. So, Dave, I see that you're on, man. Thank you again. I cannot express how much of a big uh, change that was for me to live in your extra bedroom for free. Like, solid friend, friends for life. So, that said, though, like the feeling of giving up 5 years of a career where I knew how everything worked, where I knew how the social circles worked, I knew where everything was kind of scary. It was a this like up and down roller coaster of like feeling really excited to strike out on my own. I was at the time starting a business to helping people with debt. Like, okay, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to help a lot of people, help, figure out their finances and kind of help deal with their student loans like I had. And on the flip side, like it's like, man, did I just blow up my life? Did I just screw up a decent career with a decent paying job with people that I knew and liked enough? And what came to me like two questions, right? When you either are forced to do something new or you choose to do something new or start something over, you have the choice to think like, how would if I was telling the story to my kids, how would I want them to show up? Number one, how would I want to show up and tell that story? And the second thing is like, if you were actually in control of your life, if you were living your full truth, what would you do? And those two questions are what drove me to try and start my career, completely reinvent myself back in 2012, and again in 2019 when I started this coaching business. Again, leaving tech, so it's doable, right? And that feeling, if you're afraid, that feeling of being at the helm of your own ship, of guiding your destiny forward, is a very exciting, very fulfilling feeling. And I just, looking back, I did not feel that in corporate America at all. For me, um, it was fine. I learned quite a bit, but that, feeling like you're in control of your own destiny is a very, very powerful feeling. A very the thing that could drive you forward. So I'll leave you with that. So if you're dealing with fear, though, in high performance, we talk about the three different types of fear. Are you afraid of process fear that actually going through it's going to be painful? Are you afraid of outcome fear that if you achieve the goal that you're going after, or the new thing, the new vision you have for yourself, are you going to basically grass isn't greener on the other side. Like you're not going to feel as accomplished or as awesome as it, or loss pain, right? Essentially, you're going to be giving up something to try something new. So in the case of quitting corporate America in 2012, the process of having to pack, having to figure out, basically start from scratch in a new career, starting a business that I didn't really have any skills in, and just had that calling in my heart, and so some passion and a lot of blah, 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 I can't say that word. Basically, just being a big noob about it. Why am I struggling with that word? You know what I'm trying to talk about. But anyway, so struggling with just being new and not knowing what I didn't know, and just stumbling forward, which is probably going to be the title of my memoir at some point. Stumbling forward. I like that. I thought it was funny. Excuse me. So, okay. Having that, but going through that process of having to learn everything can be very daunting. But I also know if you have that type of fear of just going through the process is going to be tough. You don't know. Like for me, I had a bunch of student loans while I was trying to launch a company to help people with student loans, and so I didn't know if I was going to be able to pay the bills for how long. Like, when am I going to have to start making those decisions to just go like rice and beans? You buy that once a month and go a whole month on that kind of stuff. Kind of super Spartan living, and you know, pretty intense, but it all worked out, right? For me, and it was being where I wanted to be, around the kind of culture I wanted to be, and then having that fallback to go back into tech, which is exactly what I ended up doing when that business didn't take off the way that I had planned. So, so process fear, right? Example of it. Outcome fear, like what if leaving my job, driving halfway across the country, like social life was going to stink. Maybe I made a huge mistake and I was going to hate being an entrepreneur, and I was going to hate, being, in the Bay Area, because I didn't know. And really to just focus on that, it's just like, what do you gain? Like, I was going to gain a lot of weather, a lot of good weather. I was going to be hanging out with one of my best buds from college quite a bit more. I was going to be close to a music scene that I really like. So you just kind of go through the list of what you gain, and that can help you get over that. And then when you have loss pain, like, and this is probably the biggest one, when you lose a job, or you're changing jobs, or you're giving up a life that you know for something you don't. And the loss of the comfort of knowing what's going on again, like I've talked about that quite a bit. But it's also the loss of financial stability. It could be loss of social network. It could be loss of identity. If I'm, pride myself in my job and I don't have a job, what does that mean about me in the job loss case? Or if I'm starting a new business, like if I'm not a successful business person, what does that say about me? And that could be really, really painful to go. And really, you just have to, in that, focus on what you gain, but trust in how you can change your life. And what do I mean by trust in how you can change your life? That, because things will be different, you'll show up different, you'll get different outcomes, and there's going to be things that you cannot count on or explain. For me, like I left my job in Arkansas, came out here because I was living in Arkansas for a bit, came out here, did the business thing for maybe a year. That didn't really work out. And then caught a job at Apple, which was a dream job I've had ever since I was little. I really wanted to work there. And it all just kind of worked out in a way that was way better than I thought. So, there's hidden opportunities that you can't really plan and count for, but you just got to trust that call in your life. So I hope that helps you guys if you're starting something new or starting something over. And if you're starting something over, right? If you have to restart your career in the same field, you're going to know so much more than you did when you first came in. That experience, that level of maturity, that level of insight and perspective you can bring to other organizations, in that particular case can really help you in that job search or help you really accelerate and get established in that career, because you're not going to be doing a lot of just basic, learning of the craft. So, all right, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Again, let me know what you think of the new layout. I think I have some adjustments to do. We're learning as we go, but we can only act on the information we have, and you get information by doing. So, thank you for joining me today. Excuse me. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. And if you would like to have a question answered by personal or about personal development or high performance as a high performance coach, just direct message me or drop something in the comments, or you can go to seanbutler.com/ask, and you can submit a question to ask me that I'll go through on Friday. So love to do that for you guys. Hope you are well. Take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.